Chapter 21 Trial of Shadows. Darkness stretched endlessly. The cave was gone. The forest was gone. There was only battle. Lin Chen stood surrounded. Dozens of shadow figures closed in from all directions. Each one radiated killing intent. Each one as strong as him. This isn't a simple illusion. He could feel it. Every strike hurt. Every impact was real. If I die here, I die for real. The shadows attacked. Simultaneously, blades flashed, fists surged, kicks tore through the air. Lin Chen moved, fast, but not fast enough. Bam! A strike hit his back. Slash! Another cut across his side. Pain exploded through his body. He staggered. This won't work. There are too many. He stepped back, dodged again, but the attacks didn't stop. They kept coming, relentless, endless. Lin Chen's breathing grew heavier. His body was reaching its limit. No! His eyes sharpened. I'm thinking wrong. He looked around, at the shadows, their movements, their patterns. They're not random. They're coordinated. That meant there was a core, a weakness. Lin Chen steadied his breathing. He stopped reacting blindly. Instead, he observed. A shadow attacked from the front. Lin Chen dodged. Another came from the side. He blocked, but this time, he didn't counter immediately. He waited, watched. Then, he saw it. One shadow, slightly slower, slightly different. Found you. Without hesitation, Lin Chen charged. The shadows moved to intercept. But he didn't stop. He took hits, ignored the pain, focused only on one point, forward, closer, closer. Then, bam, his fist struck the target. The shadow shattered instantly, and in that moment, everything froze. The remaining shadows trembled, then disappeared. Silence. Lin Chen stood alone, breathing heavily. His body was covered in wounds, but his eyes were brayer than ever. So that was the first trial. A voice echoed again. Observation, adaptability. You pass. Lin Chen clenched his fists. This isn't over. The voice continued. Second trial begins. The world shifted again.
Chapter 22 Awakening the Technique. The darkness changed. This time, it wasn't filled with enemies. It was empty, endless. Lin Chen stood alone. This is different. A faint pressure filled the space. Not physical, mental, heavy. His thoughts slowed. His body felt heavier. This, a mental trial? Suddenly, pain surged through his body. His meridians burned. His qi became unstable. What? Lin Chen dropped to a knee. The heaven-defying art, which had always been smooth, now turned violent, uncontrolled. Is this backlash? No. A test. The voice echoed again. Power, without control, destroys. Lin Chen gritted his teeth. His body trembled. The qi inside him surged wildly. If this continued, his meridians would shatter again. No. He forced himself to calm down. Think. The technique, the flow. He had always relied on its automatic refinement. But now, that's not enough. He had to control it himself. Guide it. Shape it. Slowly. Painfully. He began adjusting the flow. Bit by bit. The violent qi resisted. Thought back. But Lin Chen didn't stop. Move. Follow my will. His breathing steadied. His mind focused. The chaos began to settle. Gradually, the wild energy calmed, condensed, refined further, stronger than before. A new pattern formed, more efficient, more powerful. Lin Chen's eyes snapped open. A golden light flashed within them. This, I improved it. The heaven-defying art had evolved. Not completely, but enough. A new layer, a new level. The pressure vanished. The pain disappeared. The voice returned. This time, softer, almost approving. Control. Achieved. You pass. The darkness began to fade. Light returned. The cave reappeared. Lin Chen stood once more before the skeleton. But now, everything felt different. The crystal floated closer, brighter, stronger, as if acknowledging him. Lin Chen reached out slowly. This is his next step, his next transformation. And without hesitation, he took it. The moment his hand touched the crystal, a surge of energy exploded, and knowledge flooded his mind. A new technique, a powerful one that would change everything. Lin Chen's expression turned serious. This is only the beginning.
Chapter 23. The Final Trial. The moment Lin Chen touched the crystal, the world shattered again. Light twisted. Space collapsed. And then, silence. Lin Chen stood in a vast, empty void. No ground. No sky. No direction. Only pressure. An overwhelming force descended upon him. Boom. His body was slammed downward. He dropped to one knee instantly. This pressure. It was far beyond anything he had experienced. Not just physical. It crushed his mind, his will, his very existence. A voice echoed. This time, ancient, majestic, unquestionable. To inherit, you must endure the weight of the heavens. Lin Chen's eyes trembled slightly. Heavens. The pressure increased. His bones creaked. His muscles screamed. His meridians trembled under the strain. Stand. He tried to rise, but his body refused. The force was too great. His arms shook violently. His breathing became ragged. Is this the final trial? Another wave of pressure descended. Crack. A faint sound echoed from within his body. Something was breaking. Lin Chen's vision blurred. Blood seeped from his lips. This will kill me. For the first time, he felt it clearly. Death. Real. Close. But then, his mind steadied. No. His eyes hardened. I didn't come this far to fall here. He clenched his fists. The heaven-defying heart surged. Qi roared through his body, resisting, fighting, against the pressure. Move. Stand. Slowly. His body lifted. Inch by inch. Every movement felt like tearing himself apart. But he didn't stop. He couldn't. Because this trial wasn't testing strength. It was testing will. Even if the heavens pressed down. Lin Chen's voice was low. Gold. I will stand. With a final surge, he rose. Fully. Standing tall. Facing the pressure head on. For a brief moment, everything froze. Then, the pressure disappeared.
Chapter 24. Inheritance of the Defiant. Silence filled the void. Then, light returned. Warm, bright. Lin Chen stood once more in the cave. But now, the skeleton before him was no longer still. A faint figure appeared, transparent, ancient, a remnant soul. Its eyes opened slowly and locked on to Lin Chen. For countless years, I have waited. Its voice was calm, but powerful. For someone who dares to defy. Lin Chen didn't speak. He simply watched. You have passed all trials, the figure continued. Strength, wisdom, control, will. A pause. Then, it nodded. You are worthy. The crystal floated forward again. But this time, it wasn't just energy. It was inheritance. Listen carefully, the figure said. This is the heaven-defiant combat art. Lin Chen's eyes sharpened. A technique born to oppose the heavens. Not just cultivation, but combat. Every strike, every movement, will surpass limits. The crystal entered Lin Chen's body. Boom! A massive surge of energy erupted. Knowledge flooded his mind. Techniques, movements, principles, everything. At once, Lin Chen's body trembled violently. His meridians expanded. His qi evolved. Stronger, denser, more refined. The heaven-defined art resonated with the new technique perfectly. This is power. A breakthrough surged. Boom! Body tempering. Stage 4. Then, another surge. Stage 5. Lin Chen's eyes snapped open. Golden light flashed.
His aura exploded outward, far stronger than before. The cave trembled slightly. The remnant soul watched silently, then smiled faintly. Good. But remember, its expression turned serious. This path is one of defiance. You will be hunted by men and by the heavens themselves. Lin Chen stood still, unshaken. I understand. The remnant nodded. Then go. My legacy is yours. The figure slowly faded, returning to nothingness. The cave grew quiet again, but Lin Chen had changed completely. He stood there, calm, powerful, different. This world, his gaze sharpened. I'll carve my own path. He turned and walked out of the cave. The black forest awaited, but this time, it was no longer a place of danger. It was a hunting ground.
Chapter 25. Hunter of the Forest. The Black Forest felt different. Or rather, Lin Chen did. He stepped out of the cave slowly, the early morning light filtering through the dense canopy. The same trees, the same shadows, the same dangers. But now, none of it felt overwhelming. Instead, it felt manageable. Lin Chen exhaled softly. His qi flowed smoothly through his body, far stronger and more refined than before. The heaven-defying combat art had changed everything. This power. He clenched his fist. A faint golden aura flickered. It's on a different level. Suddenly, a growl echoed nearby. Lin Chen turned. A massive beast emerged from the bushes, twice the size of the wolf he fought earlier. Muscles rippling beneath thick fur, sharp fangs gleaming. A mid-tier spirit beast. Before, he would have avoided it. Now, he stepped forward. Perfect. The beast roared and charged. Fast, violent.
Lin Chen didn't retreat. He moved. Whoosh! He disappeared from his original spot. The beast's attack missed. Before it could react, Lin Chen appeared at its side and struck. Boom! A single punch. The beast was sent crashing into a tree. The ground shook. The beast struggled to rise. But Lin Chen was already there. Second strike. Crack. The skull shattered. Silence. The beast collapsed. Dead. Instantly. Lin Chen stood still. Calm. No excitement. No shock. Only understanding. This is my current strength. He knelt. Retrieved the beast core. This time, without hesitation, he crushed it in his hand and activated the heaven-defying art. Energy surged. Faster than before. Stronger than before. The core dissolved almost instantly. Absorbed completely. Lin Chen's aura flickered slightly, then stabilized. Efficient. Too efficient. He stood up again. His gaze swept across the forest. No need to hide anymore. From that moment, the roles reversed. He was no longer prey. He was the hunter.
Chapter 26. Blood and Growth. Days passed. Within the Black Forest, a silent storm moved. Wherever Lin Chen went, beasts fell. Mid-tier, even some high-tier. None could withstand more than a few strikes. His combat experience grew rapidly. His control, sharper. His movements, more precise. Every battle made him stronger. And the heaven-defying art never stopped refining. His cultivation rose steadily, approaching the peak of body tempering stage 5. But it wasn't just beasts. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Lin Chen stopped suddenly. His eyes narrowed. Someone's here. Not a beast. Human. Multiple. Voices echoed faintly ahead. Lin Chen moved silently through the trees until he saw them. A group of cultivators. 4 of them. Stronger than the rogues he faced before. Their robes were different. Not sect uniforms. Mercenaries. One of them spoke. The target should be nearby. Are you sure it's him? Another asked. Yes. The first replied. A young cultivator. Suddenly rising in the outer sect. Lin Chen's eyes turned cold. They're talking about me. How did they? Before he could think further. Kill him quickly, the leader said. No witnesses. Silence. Then, Lin Chen stepped out. No need to look. I'm right here. All 4 turned instantly. Their eyes locked onto him. So you're Lin Chen, the leader said. His aura? Body tempering stage 6. Stronger than Lin Chen. Who sent you? Lin Chen asked calmly. The man smiled. You don't need to know. Just die. They attacked. All at once. But this time, Lin Chen didn't feel pressure. Only clarity. 4 opponents. Stronger than before. A faint smile appeared. Good. His key surged. Golden light flickered. The heaven-defying combat art activated. And in that moment, Lin Chen vanished. The battle erupted instantly. faster than anything before. Stronger. Sharper. More deadly. Because now, he wasn't just fighting to survive. He was fighting to dominate.
Chapter 27. Surrounded by Death. The forest fell into a deadly silence. 4 cultivators, all focused on Lin Chen, all intent on killing him. The leader stepped forward, his aura pressing outward. Body tempering stage 6. Stronger than Lin Chen. You shouldn't have come out, he said coldly. Lin Chen stood still, calm, unshaken. You came for me, he replied. Hiding would be pointless. The man smirked. Good. Saves us time. Without another word, he attacked. The other 3 followed instantly. Perfect coordination. Lin Chen's eyes sharpened. 4 directions. No escape route. But instead of retreating, he stepped forward, toward the leader. Break the strongest first. The leader's fist came crashing down. Lin Chen met it head-on. Boom. A shockwave spread. Lin Chen's feet slid slightly backward. Stronger than me, he thought. But not unbeatable. The other 3 attacked from behind. Lin Chen moved instantly. He twisted. Dodged 1 strike. Blocked another. But slash. A blade cut across his side. Lead spilled. Lin Chen didn't react. Instead, he countered. Bam! A punch to the attacker's chest. The man flew backward, but didn't fall. Tough. The leader attacked again. Faster. Heavier. Lin Chen blocked. Bam! This time, he was pushed back several steps. The pressure increased. You're strong, the leader said, but not enough. Lin Chen wiped the blood from his side. His eyes grew colder. Let's see. His ki surged. Golden light flickered more intensely. The heaven-defying combat art. Activated fully. His aura changed. Sharper. More dangerous. The leader frowned. That technique. Lin Chen vanished. Too slow. He appeared behind one of the weaker cultivators. Crack. A precise strike. The man collapsed instantly. Dead. 3 left. The others reacted with shock. Watch out. But Lin Chen didn't stop. He moved again. Faster. Second target. Dodged. But not completely. Bam. A heavy blow sent him flying. Injured. Not dead. 2.5. The leader roared. You dare! His aura exploded. He charged with full power. This time, Lin Chen didn't avoid. He stepped forward. Their fists collided. Boom! The ground cracked beneath them. For a moment, they stood equal. Then, Lin Chen's eyes flashed. Now, he shifted his stance. A new movement. From the inheritance. A refined strike. Condensed power. Released instantly. Bam! The leader's expression froze. His body trembled. Then, he was sent flying. Crashing through trees. Silence. Only one opponent remained. The injured one. He staggered back. Fear filled his eyes. You're not human. Lin Chen walked toward him. Step by step. Calm. Who sent you? The man shook his head frantically. I don't know. We were paid. By who? A man. From the sect. Inner sect. I swear. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed. Inner sect. Before he could ask more, the man suddenly bit down on something. His body convulsed. Then, collapsed. Dead. Poison. Lin Chen frowned. Silence. He turned toward the leader. But the man was gone. Escaped. Lin Chen stood still, his expression dark. This isn't random. Someone is targeting me, and they were powerful enough to command killers.
Chapter 28. A Growing Storm. The forest felt colder, not because of the night, but because of what Lin Chen had learned. Inner sect. That meant this wasn't just about Cao Kong. This was bigger, more dangerous. Lin Chen searched the bodies quickly. He found coins, weapons, and a small token. He picked it up. a black insignia with a strange symbol carved into it. This, he frowned. It's not from the Azure Cloud sect. Something else. Something hidden. Lin Chen clenched the token. Whoever you are, you've made a mistake. He stood up.
His aura was calm again, but his eyes were cold. Extremely cold. They sent 4. Next time, it'll be more. He looked deeper into the forest. But now, his path was clear. Before they come again, I need to get stronger. Fast. The heaven-defying art surged within him. Hungry. Demanding more energy. More power. More growth. Lin Chen closed his eyes briefly, then opened them again. Sharp. Determined. The Black Forest is no longer enough. If stronger enemies were coming, he needed more than just beasts. More than just survival. He needed a new battlefield. A bigger world. A place where strength could grow faster. And where answers could be found. Lin Chen turned and began walking toward the edge of the forest, towards something greater. Because now, the hunt was no longer just about survival. It was about war.
Chapter 29. Leaving the Forest. The edge of the Black Forest was finally in sight. After days of hunting, fighting, and surviving, Lin Chen stood at the boundary. Behind him, endless darkness, danger, bloodshed. Ahead, open land, a distant road, and beyond that, civilization. He took a slow breath. This place, it forged me. From a weak, helpless boy to someone who could survive, fight, kill. But now, it was time to move on, because the enemies he faced were no longer just beasts. They're coming from outside. The ambush, the token, the mention of the intersect, everything pointed to one thing. There's a bigger force at work, and staying in the forest would only limit him. Lin Chen took one final look back, then turned and walked forward, step by step, leaving the Black Forest behind. The road was quiet. Occasionally, travelers passed by, merchants, wanderers, low-level cultivators. Some glanced at Lin Chen. His clothes were simple, but his aura was not. Even restrained, it carried weight. No one dared approach him, and he preferred it that way. After several hours of walking, the outline of a city appeared in the distance. Tall walls, wide gates, watchtowers standing guard. Lin Chen's eyes focused. That must be his first destination, the nearest major city, Fallen Leaf City.
Chapter 30. City of Fallen Leaves. The gates of Fallen Leaf City were massive. Crowds gathered at the entrance, merchants with carts, cultivators entering and leaving, guards watching carefully. It was alive, busy, completely different from the forest. Lin Chen stepped closer. As he approached, a guard raised his hand. "State your purpose." Lin Chen stopped, passing through. The guard looked him up and down, sensing his aura. A flicker of respect appeared. Then, he stepped aside. "Enter." No trouble. No questions. Strength spoke louder than words. Lin Chen walked through the gates and entered a new world. The city was bustling. Shops lined the streets. Vendors called out. Cultivators moved in every direction, some strong, some weak, but all part of something bigger. Lin Chen observed everything, carefully. This place, it's a gathering point. Resources, information, power. Everything flows here. And that meant opportunity, but also danger. Because in places like this, conflict was inevitable. As he walked, a sudden voice called out, "Hey you!" Lin Chen stopped, turned. A young girl stood nearby, dressed simply, but her eyes, sharp, observant. "You're new here, aren't you?" she said. Lin Chen didn't answer immediately. Instead, he studied her. She wasn't ordinary. Despite her casual appearance, her presence was steady, controlled. "Maybe," he replied. She smiled slightly. "Then you should be careful." Lin Chen raised an eyebrow. "Why?" She stepped closer, lowered her voice. "Because people like you," her eyes locked onto his, "don't stay unnoticed for long." A pause. Then, she added softly, "And in this city, that's dangerous." Lin Chen's expression remained calm, but his mind sharpened. "Who are you?" he asked. The girl smiled. "Someone who might help you." She turned slightly, "And someone who might get you into trouble." Then, she began walking away, without looking back. "Come if you want." Lin Chen stood still for a moment, watching her, thinking. Then, a faint smile appeared. Interesting. He followed. Because in this world, power wasn't the only thing needed. Information was just as valuable. And this city was full of it. A new chapter of his journey had begun.
Chapter 31. A Guide in the Shadows. The streets of Fallen Leaf City were crowded. Voices overlapped. Footsteps echoed. Energy flowed everywhere. Lin Chen followed the girl through winding alleys and busy streets. She moved confidently, never hesitating, never looking back. "This way," she said casually. Lin Chen kept a steady distance. "You trust strangers easily?" he asked. The girl chuckled softly. "No." She stopped suddenly and turned to face him. "I just know who I can't afford to ignore." Their eyes met. For a moment, silence. Then she smiled. "My name is Suyan." "Lin Chen." "I figured," she said. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. "You know me?" Suyan shrugged. "Word travels fast. You're the one who caused chaos in the Azure Cloud sect, then disappeared." Lin Chen didn't deny it. Instead, "Who are you really?" Suyan's smile didn't fade. "A local," she said lightly. "But more importantly," she stepped closer, "I know how this city works." A pause. "And you don't." Lin Chen said nothing. Because she was right. "In Fallen Leaf City," she continued, "strength matters, but not the way you think." "How so?" "There are clans, factions, hidden forces. Some you see, some you don't." Her expression grew slightly serious. "And some control everything from the shadows." Lin Chen's mind sharpened. "Like the ones who sent those killers." Suyan's eyes flickered. "Ah, so you've already made enemies." Lin Chen remained calm. "They made the first move." Suyan studied him for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Good. That means you understand." She turned again and started walking. "Come, let me show you where the real game begins."
Chapter 32. The Hidden Market. They stopped in front of an ordinary-looking building. Old wooden doors, faded sign, nothing special. "This?" Lin Chen asked. Suyan smiled. "Don't judge by appearances." She pushed the door open. Inside, a completely different world. The space was vast, far larger than the outside suggested. Stalls lined the area, filled with items, weapons, pills, beast cores, strange artifacts.
Cultivators moved through the crowd, some powerful, some hidden. This is the black market, Su Yan said. Lin Chen's eyes scanned the area. No rules? Only one, she replied. Don't get caught being weak. Lin Chen nodded slightly. That's simple enough. Su Yan laughed. That's what everyone thinks. They walked deeper inside. At one stall, a man displayed several glowing pills. High-quality recovery pills, he shouted. Guaranteed results. At another, weapons radiated faint energy. Lin Chen observed carefully. This place, it's full of resources, but also full of danger. Su Yan glanced at him. You catch on quickly. She leaned slightly closer. If you want to grow fast, this is where you start. Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. And the cost? Su Yan smiled. Everything has a price. A pause. Sometimes, more than you expect. They stopped near a quieter section, less crowded, more controlled. This area, Su Yan said softly, is where serious deals happen. Lin Chen looked around. The people here were stronger, more dangerous. No wasted movement, no unnecessary words. Suddenly, a voice interrupted. Well, look what we have here. Lin Chen turned. A group of 3 stood nearby, their eyes fixed on him, predatory. I recognize that aura, one of them said. Forest survivor. Another smirked. Fresh blood. Su Yan sighed quietly. Trouble, she muttered. Lin Chen stepped forward slightly. Looking for something? He asked calmly. The leader grinned. Yeah, he cracked his knuckles. You. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Tension filled the air. Because in this place, there were no guards, no rules, no protection. Only one truth. The strong take.
Chapter 32. The Hidden Market. They stopped in front of an ordinary-looking building. Old wooden doors, faded sign. Nothing special. This? Lin Chen asked. Su Yan smiled. Don't judge by appearances. She pushed the door open. Inside, a completely different world. The space was vast, far larger than the outside suggested. Stalls lined the area, filled with items, weapons, pills, beast cores, strange artifacts. Cultivators moved through the crowd, some powerful, some hidden. This is the black market, Su Yan said. Lin Chen's eyes scanned the area. No rules? Only one, she replied. Don't get caught being weak. Lin Chen nodded slightly. That's simple enough. Su Yan laughed. That's what everyone thinks. They walked deeper inside. At one stall, a man displayed several glowing pills. High-quality recovery pills, he shouted. Guaranteed results. At another, weapons radiated faint energy. Lin Chen observed carefully. This place, it's full of resources, but also full of danger. Su Yan glanced at him. You catch on quickly. She leaned slightly closer. If you want to grow fast, this is where you start. Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. And the cost? Su Yan smiled. Everything has a price. A pause. Sometimes, more than you expect. They stopped near a quieter section, less crowded, more controlled. This area, Su Yan said softly, is where serious deals happen. Lin Chen looked around. The people here were stronger, more dangerous. No wasted movement, no unnecessary words. Suddenly, a voice interrupted. Well, look what we have here. Lin Chen turned. A group of 3 stood nearby, their eyes fixed on him, predatory. I recognize that aura, one of them said. Forest survivor. Another smirked. Fresh blood. Su Yan sighed quietly. Trouble, she muttered. Lin Chen stepped forward slightly. Looking for something? He asked calmly. The leader grinned. Yeah, he cracked his knuckles. You. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Tension filled the air. Because in this place, there were no guards, no rules, no protection. Only one truth. The strong take.
Chapter 33. Blood in the Market. The air grew tense. The 3 men stood in front of Lin Chen, blocking his path. Their eyes gleamed with greed. Hand over everything you have, the leader said casually. Su Yan crossed her arms. Really, she said. Right here? The man smirked. Especially here. Around them, people noticed. But no one intervened. Some slowed down. Others simply watched. In the black market, this was normal. Lin Chen stepped forward. Calm. Move, he said. The leader's smile faded slightly.
You've got guts. He stepped closer. But guts don't keep you alive. Without warning, he attacked. Fast. A punch aimed straight at Lin Chen's chest. Lin Chen didn't dodge. He blocked. Bam! The impact echoed. The man's expression changed. He blocked it. Before he could react, Lin Chen countered. Crack. A sharp strike to the ribs. The man staggered back. Pain flashed across his face. Get him, he shouted. The other two rushed in. One from the left, one from the right. Lin Chen moved instantly. He stepped forward. Not back. First opponent? Bam. A clean hit to the jaw. The man collapsed. Second? Turn. Strike. Crack. Down. Everything happened in seconds. The crowd murmured. Fast. Too fast. The leader's face twisted. You? He charged again. Full force. Lin Chen's eyes turned cold. This ends now. He stepped forward. His chi surged. Golden light flickered faintly. The heaven-defying combat art activated. Their fists collided. Boom. The leader froze. Shock filled his eyes. Then, his body flew backward, crashing into a stall. Wood shattered. Silence fell. No one spoke. 3 men. Defeated. Effortlessly. Lin Chen stood still. Calm. Unbothered. As if nothing had happened. But now, the way people looked at him had changed. From curiosity to caution.
Chapter 34. Hidden Rules. The broken stall creaked. The leader struggled to stand. Blood dripped from his mouth. But he didn't attack again. Instead, he backed away. "You're dead," he muttered. Lin Chen tilted his head slightly. "Am I?" The man didn't answer. He turned and fled, dragging his injured companions. No one stopped him, because everyone understood this wasn't over. Su Yan sighed. "Well, that escalated quickly." Lin Chen glanced at her. "They started it." She nodded. "True." Then, her expression turned serious. "But now, you've done something important." Lin Chen raised an eyebrow. "What?" She looked around the market, at the watching eyes, the silent observers. "You've made yourself known." A pause. "And in this place, that's both good and bad." Lin Chen understood. Strength attracted attention, but attention attracted danger. "Who were they?" he asked. "Small-time hunters," Su Yan applied. "They prey on newcomers, but," her eyes narrowed slightly, "they don't usually act so boldly." Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. "You think someone sent them?" Su Yan didn't answer immediately. Then, "Maybe." She stepped closer. "Or maybe they recognized you." A brief silence. Lin Chen's mind turned. The forest, the ambush, the token, everything connected. "They're tracking me." Su Yan nodded slowly. "Looks like it." She crossed her arms. "So now you have 2 problems." Lin Chen looked at her. "Only 2?" She smirked. "For now." Then, she leaned in slightly. "If you want to survive here, you need more than strength." "What do I need?" Su Yan's eyes gleamed. "Information, connections, and," she paused, "a place to stand." Lin Chen didn't respond, but he understood. This city was a battlefield, just like the forest, but more complex, more dangerous, because here, enemies didn't always attack directly. They waited, plotted, controlled. Su Yan straightened. "Come on." "Where?" She smiled. "Let's just say he's useful." She turned and began walking. Lin Chen followed, because now he wasn't just fighting to survive. He was stepping into something bigger, something deeper, something far more dangerous.
Chapter 35. The Man Behind the Curtain. The further they walked, the quieter the streets became. The noise of the market faded. The crowds thinned. Soon, they reached a large courtyard. Unlike the chaotic black market, this place was calm, orderly. Guards stood at the entrance, still, silent, but their presence heavy. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. Strong, much stronger than the thugs from before. Su Yan walked forward without hesitation. "I'm here to see him," she said. One of the guards glanced at her, then at Lin Chen. A brief pause. Then, he stepped aside. "Enter." No questions, no resistance. Lin Chen followed her inside. The courtyard was spacious, clean, elegant. At the center, a man sat calmly at a stone table, pouring tea. He didn't look up, but the moment Lin Chen stepped in, a pressure filled the air. Subtle, but overwhelming. This person is dangerous. Su Yan stopped. "Old Mo," she said casually. The man finally spoke. "You brought someone interesting." His voice was calm, deep. He lifted his gaze and looked at Lin Chen. For a moment, everything felt still, as if nothing could be hidden. Lin Chen didn't look away. They held eye contact. Then, Old Mo smiled faintly. "Not bad." Su Yan shrugged. "Told you." Old Mo gestured to the seat across from him. "Sit." Lin Chen stepped forward, calmly, and sat down. No hesitation. Old Mo poured another cup of tea, placed it in front of him. "Drink." Lin Chen didn't refuse. He picked it up and drank. Warm, but beneath the warmth, a faint surge of energy. Not poison. Something else. Old Mo watched him carefully. "Most people would hesitate," he said. Lin Chen placed the cup down. "I'm not most people." Su Yan smirked. Old Mo chuckled softly. "Good." He leaned back slightly. "You've made quite an entrance." Lin Chen didn't respond. Old Mo continued. "Black Forest. Mercenaries. Black market fight." A pause. "You're causing ripples." Lin Chen's eyes sharpened. "You know a lot." Old Mo smiled. "This city speaks, and I listen." Silence followed. Then, Old Mo leaned forward. "Tell me," he said. "Do you know who wants you dead?" Lin Chen didn't hesitate. "Someone from the inner sect." Old Mo nodded slowly. "Partially correct. Loud sect. Isn't as clean as it looks." Su Yan crossed her arms. "Understatement." Old Mo continued. "There are factions within, power struggles, and people who deal with forces outside the sect." Lin Chen's mind sharpened. "The token." Old Mo's eyes flickered slightly. "So you found one." That confirmed it. "This isn't just a personal grudge." Old Mo nodded. "No. You've stepped into something much bigger." A pause. Then, he smiled faintly. "And that's why you're here." Chapter 36. A Dangerous Offer. The atmosphere grew heavier. Lin Chen sat still, listening, observing. Old Mo poured more tea, slow, deliberate. "You have talent," he said, "strength, and potential." He looked directly at Lin Chen. "But you lack something." Lin Chen didn't react. "Foundation," Old Mo continued. "Support, information. Without those, you won't survive long." Lin Chen understood. This wasn't advice, it was truth. "So," he said. Old Mo smiled. "I'll offer you a deal." Su Yan glanced at him, but didn't interrupt. "What kind of deal?" Lin Chen asked. Old Mo leaned forward. "You work with me. I give you what you need." A pause. "In return, you help me with something." Lin Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. "What kind of something?" Old Mo didn't answer immediately. Instead, he smiled. "Missions, information gathering, and occasionally," his voice lowered slightly, "removing problems." Silence. Lin Chen understood perfectly. Kill. Old Mo didn't deny it. In this world, that's often necessary. Su Yan spoke up. "Is not wrong?"
Lin Chen remained calm. His mind turned quickly. Work with him. Gain resources. Get information. But also, step deeper into danger. Old Mo watched him carefully. Think of it this way, he said. You already have enemies. They're already trying to kill you. A pause. With me, you gain a chance to fight back. Lin Chen's gaze hardened. That was the key. Fight back. Not just survive. Not just run. But confront. Control. Dominate. A long silence followed. Then, Lin Chen spoke. What do I get? Old Mo smiled. Good question. He raised one finger. Resources. Another. Information. A third. And protection. Su Yan added casually. Plus access to places you wouldn't even know exist. Lin Chen considered everything. Carefully. Then, he nodded. I'll do it. Old Mo smiled, widened slightly. Wise choice. He stood up slowly. Then from today, you work for me. Lin Chen stood as well. Calm. But inside, his path had shifted again. From lone survivor to a player in a larger game. A far more dangerous one. As he left the courtyard, Su Yan walked beside him. Well, she said. No regrets. Lin Chen looked ahead, his eyes steady. Regret doesn't make you stronger. Su Yan smiled. Good answer. The city stretched out before them. Alive. Dangerous. Full of opportunity. And now, Lin Chen was no longer just passing through. He was part of it.
Chapter 37. The First Assignment. The dim lanterns of the underground hall flickered like dying stars. Lin Chen stood silently before Old Mo, his expression calm, but his senses stretched to their limits. The air here was heavy, thick with the aura of death, wealth, and secrets that could not see the light of day. Old Mo leaned back in his chair, fingers tapping lightly against the armrest. His cloudy eyes, however, were anything but dull. They were sharp, like a predator sizing up its prey. Since you've chosen to work under me, Old Mo finally spoke, voice hoarse yet steady, you should know one thing. Lin Chen did not respond. He simply listened. We don't nurture waste. A faint pressure spread through the room. Lin Chen met his gaze directly. I don't intend to be one. For a brief moment, silence hung between them. Then, Old Mo laughed. Good. I like that attitude. He waved his hand, and a jade slip flew toward Lin Chen. Your first mission. Lin Chen caught it and infused a strand of spiritual sense into it. Instantly, information flooded his mind. Target. Zhang Hu. Rogue cultivator. Body tempering stage 6. Known for brutality and extortion. Recently stole a shipment belonging to Old Mo. Objective. Retrieve goods. Kill if necessary. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. A stronger opponent. Not overwhelmingly stronger, but enough to test him. Old Mo observed his reaction carefully. Afraid? No. Lin Chen's answer was immediate. Fear? He had already faced life and death trials in the Black Forest. Compared to that, this was simply cleaner. Old Mo nodded slowly. Good. But don't be careless. Zhang Hu isn't just strong, he's experienced. He's killed more people than you've met. Lin Chen turned and began to leave. Wait. Old Mo's voice stopped him. You won't be going alone. Lin Chen paused. A figure stepped out from the shadows. Su Yan. She leaned against a pillar, arms crossed, a faint smile playing on her lips. Surprised? Lin Chen glanced at her, expression unreadable. A little. Old Mo chuckled. She'll guide you. More importantly, she'll make sure you don't die too quickly. Su Yan rolled her eyes. You really have no faith in your recruits. Old Mo smirked. Faith is earned. Lin Chen said nothing. But inwardly, his mind was already calculating. A partner. That meant variables. Trust
was not one of them. ... Night fell over Fallen Leaf City. The two figures moved swiftly through the rooftops, shadows among shadows. Su Yan led the way, her movements light and precise. Zhang Hu is hiding in the southern district, she said casually. An abandoned warehouse near the outer wall. Lin Chen followed without a sound. How much do you know about him? She glanced back. Enough to stay alive. That's not an answer. She smiled faintly. He cultivates a body-refining technique. Strong defense, brute strength, slow but deadly up close. Lin Chen nodded. A typical brute cultivator. Strong, but predictable. Anything else? He's cautious, she added. Doesn't trust anyone. Always sets traps. Lin Chen's eyes sharpened. Good. That meant this wouldn't be a straightforward fight. ... The warehouse loomed ahead. Broken walls, cracked roof, no lights. Dead silent. Too silent. Lin Chen stopped. Su Yan glanced at him. You feel it too? Yes. Killing intent. Faint, but present. Lin Chen crouched low, observing. There are at least 3 people inside, he said quietly. Su Yan raised an eyebrow. Impressive. Her perception hadn't reached that level yet. Lin Chen's lips curved slightly. The heaven-defying art enhanced more than just cultivation speed. It sharpened his senses beyond normal limits. Front entrance is a trap, he continued. We go from above. Su Yan didn't argue. They moved like ghosts, scaling the side of the warehouse and slipping through a broken section of the roof. Inside.
3 figures sat around a crude table. One of them was massive, nearly 2 meters tall, muscles bulging like coiled steel. Zhang Hu. The other 2 were weaker, stage 4 at most. Lin Chen's gaze flickered. Not a problem. But then, a subtle glint caught his eye. Thin wires. Hidden mechanisms. Traps. His expression didn't change, but his mind raced. Zhang Hu wasn't just a brute. He was smart. Su Yan leaned closer, whispering, Plan. Lin Chen's eyes darkened. We don't rush. He observed carefully. Every movement. Every breath. Then, he smiled faintly. I'll create an opening. You eliminate the weaker ones. Su Yan looked at him for a moment, then nodded. All right. The next instant, Lin Chen dropped. Boom. The wooden floor shattered beneath his feet as he landed directly in front of Zhang Hu. Who? Zhang Hu roared, instantly reacting. But Lin Chen was faster. His fist shot forward like lightning. Heaven-defying combat art activated. A burst of explosive power surged through his arm. Bam! Zhang Hu blocked, but his body slid back several meters, crashing into the wall. Shock flashed in his eyes. Stage 5? No, your strength. Before he could finish, screams echoed behind him. Su Yan had already moved. 2 quick flashes. 2 heads fell. Clean. Efficient. Zhang Hu's expression twisted with fury. You dare! He roared, his aura erupting violently. His skin turned faintly bronze, his body-refining technique activated. The ground cracked beneath his feet as he charged. Lin Chen didn't retreat. Instead, he stepped forward. Their fists collided. Boom! A shockwave exploded outward. Zhang Hu grinned viciously. You think you can match me? Lin Chen said nothing, but his eyes were cold. The heaven-defying art circulated rapidly. His strength surged. Again and again. Each exchange grew stronger, faster, more precise. Zhang Hu's grin slowly faded. Something was wrong. This kid, he was getting stronger mid-fight. Monster, Zhang Hu muttered. Lin Chen's lips curved slightly. Too late. He stepped in. Close. Too close. Zhang Hu swung, but Lin Chen slipped past it. A palm strike, directly to the chest. Crack. Bones shattered. Zhang Hu's body froze. His eyes widened in disbelief. Lin Chen leaned in slightly, voice calm. You relied too much on strength. Then, a final strike. Boom. Zhang Hu's body slammed into the ground, lifeless. Silence returned. Su Yan stepped forward, glancing at the corpse. That was faster than I expected. Lin Chen exhaled slowly. His aura settled. Searched the area. Minutes later, they found the goods. Several storage rings filled with spirit stones and resources. Su Yan whistled softly. Not bad. Lin Chen nodded.
but his gaze lingered on Zong Hu's body. Something felt off, too easy, for someone this cautious. There should have been more. His eyes narrowed. Let's leave. Su Yan noticed his tone, but didn't question it. They disappeared into the night. As the warehouse fell silent once more, a faint shadow moved. From beneath the floor, a hidden chamber. A man stepped out slowly. Thin, pale, eyes filled with malice. He looked at Zong Hu's corpse and smiled. So, you're dead. Then his gaze shifted toward the direction Lin Chen had left. Interesting. Very interesting.
Chapter 38. Hidden Threads. The underground hall was quiet. Old Mo sat in his chair, eyes half closed, as Lin Chen and Su Yan returned. The storage rings were placed on the table. Old Mo opened one, glanced inside, and nodded. Well done. His gaze shifted to Lin Chen. You exceeded expectations. Lin Chen remained calm. The mission is complete. Old Mo smiled faintly. Yes, but the real question is, what did you learn? Lin Chen's eyes flickered. A few things. Speak. Zong Hu wasn't the real problem. The room fell silent. Su Yan's eyes widened slightly. Old Mo's smile deepened. Continue. Lin Chen's voice was steady. He was cautious, too cautious. But the setup was incomplete. There should have been more defenses, more escape routes. Old Mo leaned forward slightly. And? He was either overconfident or being watched. Su Yan frowned. You think someone else was involved? Lin Chen nodded. Most likely. Old Mo chuckled. Good. He tapped the table lightly. That's exactly why I sent you. Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. So it was a test. Of course. Old Mo stood up slowly. Zong Hu was just bait. A cold glint flashed in his eyes. The real target is the one behind him. Su Yan crossed her arms. And you expect us to go after him next? Old Mo smiled. No. He looked directly at Lin Chen. I expect him to come to you. Silence. A faint tension filled the room. Lin Chen didn't speak, but his mind was already moving. A hunter becoming prey. Interesting. Old Mo continued. Whoever was backing Zong Hu won't ignore his death, especially not when the goods are gone. Su Yan sighed. So we just wait? Old Mo shook his head. No. He tossed another jade slip. While we wait, you'll take on another task. Lin Chen caught it. His eyes scanned the contents. This time, it wasn't a rogue cultivator. It was a name. A faction. And beneath it, a single line. Investigate quietly. Lin Chen's gaze darkened slightly. The game was getting deeper. Old Mo's voice echoed. Welcome to the real world of cultivation, Lin Chen, where strength alone isn't enough. Lin Chen closed the jade slip. A faint smile appeared on his lips. Good. I was getting bored. Hyphen. Outside. The night wind howled softly. Su Yan walked beside him, glancing sideways. You were enjoying this, aren't you? Lin Chen didn't deny it. Danger accelerates growth. She smirked. Or gets you killed. Lin Chen's eyes were calm. Only if you're weak. Lin Chen laughed lightly. Then, her expression turned serious. Be careful, Lin Chen. This city isn't what it seems. Lin Chen looked ahead. The lights of Fallen Leaf City flickered like countless eyes watching from the darkness. I know. His voice was quiet. But that's exactly why I'm here. Hyphen. Far away.
in a hidden chamber. The pale man knelt before a shattered figure. Zhang Hu is dead. Silence. Then, a voice. Cold, emotionless. Who did it? A young cultivator. Stage 5. But abnormal strength. A pause. Then, a faint chuckle. Interesting. Bring him to me. The pale man bowed deeply. As you command. And just like that, the threads began to tighten. Unseen. Unstoppable. And Lin Chen was walking straight into the center of it.
Chapter 39. Silent Investigation. The next morning, Fallen Leaf City appeared peaceful. Vendors shouted, cultivators passed through the streets, and the usual bustle masked the undercurrents of danger flowing beneath the surface. Lin Chen stood at the edge of a crowded street, the jade slip from Old Mo still fresh in his mind. Target, Blood Shadow Hall. A hidden faction, little known, highly dangerous. Objective, investigate quietly, no direct confrontation. Lin Chen's eyes moved across the crowd. Ordinary people, low-level cultivators, merchants. But hidden among them were predators. You're thinking too hard again. Su Yan's voice came from behind him as she casually tossed a small fruit into her mouth. Lin Chen didn't look at her. You know something about Blood Shadow Hall. She raised an eyebrow. Why do you think that? You didn't react when Old Mo mentioned it. Su Yan chuckled softly. You really do notice everything. She leaned closer, her voice lowering. They're assassins. Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. Organized, efficient, invisible. They don't operate openly like other factions. No territory, no banners, just contracts. Lin Chen processed the information quickly. Assassins meant discipline, precision, and danger. Why would they be connected to Zhang Hu? He asked. Su Yan shrugged. Maybe he was working for them. Maybe he stole from them. Or maybe, her eyes narrowed slightly, he was disposable. Lin Chen's expression remained calm, but inwardly, his thoughts deepened. Disposable. That aligned with what he had sensed. Zhang Hu wasn't the center. He was a piece. They moved toward the southern district again, but this time, not as hunters, as observers. Lin Chen slowed his breathing, suppressing his aura to the bare minimum. The Heaven Define art allowed him to control his energy with extreme precision. To others, he looked like nothing more than an ordinary Stage 3 cultivator. Su Yan glanced at him, impressed. You're hiding your strength again. It's necessary. She nodded. Good. Blood Shadow all members are extremely sensitive to killing intent. Lin Chen's gaze flickered. Then this would be a battle of patience. They entered a narrow alley. Dark. Quiet. Too quiet. Lin Chen stopped. There. He subtly tilted his head. At the end of the alley, a man sat against the wall, eyes closed, as if sleeping. But Lin Chen saw it clearly. The faint, nearly undetectable aura. Sharp, cold, like a blade hidden in darkness. Su Yan's expression turned serious. That's one of them. Lin Chen nodded slightly. Don't approach directly. They walked past casually. No eye contact. No hesitation. Just two ordinary cultivators passing through. But as they crossed, the man's eyes opened. For a split second, their gazes met. Lin Chen felt it. A probing intent. Testing. Measuring. Lin Chen didn't react. His heartbeat remained steady. His expression unchanged. Then, they passed. The pressure vanished. Su Yan exhaled quietly once they turned the corner. That was close. Lin Chen nodded. He noticed us. But didn't act, she added. Because we're not worth it. Lin Chen's eyes darkened slightly. Good. That meant they were still beneath notice. Hours passed. They observed. Followed. Tracked. Slowly, patterns began to emerge. Certain individuals moved with purpose, never staying in one place too long, always aware of their surroundings. Lin Chen marked them all. Then, he saw it. A signal. Subtle. A man dropped a small token near a street corner. Moments later, another picked it up. No words. No eye contact.
Just movement. Lin Chen's lips curved faintly. A communication method. Su Yan nodded. Crude, but effective. Lin Chen's mind raced. If he could intercept it, he might trace the chain. Follow the next one, he said. The chain led them deeper into the city, from alley to alley, from shadow to shadow, until they reached a seemingly ordinary courtyard. Broken gate, overgrown weeds, abandoned. But Lin Chen knew better. This is it. Su Yan frowned. Are you sure? Yes. He could feel it. The faint traces of multiple Koras, hidden.
Watching. Waiting. Su Yan's expression turned cautious. We shouldn't go in directly. Lin Chen nodded. I know. He crouched low, observing carefully. Traps, guards, escape routes, everything. Then, his eyes narrowed. There's a blind spot. Su Yan followed his gaze. A section of the wall, partially collapsed. Minimal coverage. She smiled faintly. Nice. They moved, silent as ghosts, slipping through the blind spot, into the courtyard. Inside, nothing. Just ruins. But Lin Chen didn't relax. Instead, he closed his eyes briefly, extending his senses. And then, he found it. Underground. A hidden entrance. His eyes opened. There's a chamber below. Su Yan's eyes widened slightly. You're serious? Lin Chen nodded. Multiple auras. Stronger ones. At least stage 6. Maybe higher. Su Yan hesitated. This is dangerous. Lin Chen looked at her. Calm. Focused. Then we don't engage. We observe. She studied him for a moment, then nodded. All right. They found the entrance. A concealed trapdoor beneath broken stone. Lin Chen lifted it slowly. No sound. No disturbance. Below, darkness. But faint voices echoed. Lin Chen and Su Yan exchanged a glance. Then, they descended.
The chamber was dimly lit. Several figures stood within, all dressed in black, faces hidden. A chilling atmosphere filled the space. At the center, a pale man, the same one who had watched Zhang Hu die. Lin Chen's pupils shrank slightly. Danger. This man was stronger than Zhang Hu. Zhang Hu is dead, one of the masked figures said. The pale man nodded calmly. I know. Then what are our orders? A faint smile appeared on his lips. We proceed as planned. And the killer? The pale man's eyes gleamed. Find him. Bring him to me. Lin Chen's heart remained steady, but his mind sharpened. So it had begun. Suddenly, the pale man paused. His head tilted slightly. Silence fell. Lin Chen's instincts screamed. Danger. Extreme danger. Someone is here. The pale man's voice was soft, but it echoed like thunder. Su Yan's breath hitched. Lin Chen's eyes flashed. Without hesitation, he grabbed her wrist and moved. Fast. Boom. The ground behind them exploded as a strike shattered the spot they had just been. Run. Lin Chen's voice was sharp. They shot upward, bursting through the trapdoor, into the courtyard. Behind them, a terrifying aura surged. The pale man emerged slowly, his gaze locking onto Lin Chen. Their eyes met. And for the first time, Lin Chen felt it. A true threat. The pale man smiled. Found you.
Chapter 40. Pursuit of Shadows. The moment their eyes met, Lin Chen moved. No hesitation, no second thoughts. He grabbed Su Yan and sprinted toward the outer wall. Behind them, a killing intent erupted like a storm. Boom! The courtyard shattered as the pale man leapt upward, landing effortlessly on the rooftop. His speed, terrifying. He's catching up, Su Yan shouted. Lin Chen's expression remained cold. I know. His mind raced. Fight? No, not now. This opponent was beyond Zhang Hu. They needed distance, time, opportunity. They dashed through the alleys, weaving through the maze-like streets of the southern district. Lin Chen deliberately took complex routes, sharp turns, unexpected paths, anything to break line of sight. But it wasn't enough. The pale man followed effortlessly, like a shadow, unshakable. Your movement techniques are impressive, his voice echoed behind them, but useless. Lin Chen's eyes darkened. Then, he stopped. Suyan nearly stumbled. What are you doing? Go. She froze. What? I'll hold him. Her eyes widened. Are you insane? You can't. Go. His voice was calm, firm, absolute. Suyan hesitated. For a brief moment, her usual composure cracked. Then, she clenched her fists. Don't die. And vanished. Lin Chen turned, alone, facing the pale man. The wind howled softly. Silence filled the space between them. The pale man stepped forward slowly. Interesting. His gaze scanned Lin Chen. Stage 5. Yet you dared to face me alone. Lin Chen's expression didn't change. You're from Blood Shadow Hall. The pale man smiled faintly. Smart. He tilted his head slightly. Join us. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed. No. The answer was immediate. The pale man sighed. A pity. Then, he moved. Vanished. Lin Chen's instincts exploded. He twisted his body. Just in time, a blade of black energy sliced past his neck, cutting a strand of hair. Fast. Too fast. Lin Chen countered instantly. His fist exploded forward. Heaven Divine Combat Arts surging. Boom. The pale man blocked, but his eyes flickered slightly. Impressive strength. He stepped back, then smiled, but not enough. His aura surged. Darker, colder, more lethal. Lin Chen felt it clearly now. This man was at least body tempering stage 7, a full realm above him. But Lin Chen didn't retreat. Instead, he stepped forward, again and again, each strike sharper, faster, more precise. The heaven-defying art surging wildly, pushing his limits, breaking them, rebuilding them. The pale man's smile slowly faded. Something was wrong. This wasn't normal. Your technique, he murmured. Lin Chen didn't answer. He attacked, relentless, ruthless. Every move aimed to kill, every strike calculated. The pale man's expression turned serious. Then, gold.